my lovely Morbid thoughts? Welcome back to my channel. It's Morbid Gamer here with another video, and I'm really excited today because we're building the Eiffel Tower. Le Eiffel Tower. Oh oui oui. Enchanté. Like, I don't know a lot of French. I always do the same old like French. I don't know any. So that's besides the point. I'm actually really excited today because we are building in my favorite world that just so happens to be my least favorite world, design wise, or like the way that it looks, aesthetics wise, I guess you could say. Aesthetics wise, we're building in my least favorite world, but it now so happens to be my favorite world because we are building with like that look, that French Parisian look, and what I want this world to look like, because it would be amazing if we could get that again in The Sims 4 like we had in The Sims 3, but something tells me we're not getting that. So, you know, that's completely fine. That's why we're doing this, and that's why I'm so excited to bring this French world to life in my save file. And so, yeah, so in the last video, I think in my last speed build video, we did a Parisian style apartment. Yes, and so we're continuing on the trend. I'm gonna be doing a lot of different here and there builds, so it's not always gonna be in this world, but I'm just so excited to bring you guys this one. And that's why we're doing this today, again, in this world. And in the future, I think I'm really excited to start the Louvre. The museum. It's a pretty infamous museum if you haven't heard. I'm pretty sure you have. It has like the Mona Lisa, and it has like those cool clear triangle building things in the front of it. I don't know. I've never been to France, and I've always wanted to, so call me basic, I don't care. But this is something that I had to bring to The Sims, and I wanted to make sure that this was possible and that it was doable, and lo and behold, it was. So let me like take you guys back just a little bit. Let's rewind just a bit. So I wanted to make sure that, first of all, that this was actually something that you could do and accomplish, because this is not 100% my idea. I'm going to say this here and now, period. This was not my idea. This is an idea that I took. And I looked online to see if this was possible with no CC, and all I would find is just a lot of custom content. Eiffel Towers, or people upscaling that one figurine. That's that wood debug. I think it's debug figurine of the Eiffel Tower, and like maybe just upscaling it, and that was it. And I was like, I just want to make sure that there's just maybe some other way of doing this. And lo and behold, I went on the gallery, and there's this genius creator. I don't know his name at the moment, but I know if you were to type in Eiffel Tower right now, the #1 most downloaded, that's the person that's who you want to see and check out. And that's the one that you want to download, not this one, because this one is not as intricate, is not as pretty. It's just kind of like a shell. You'll see how it ends up looking. I'm so proud of it, don't get it twisted. But you guys, that one looks so good. And so I was like, wow, they made this whole thing out of these lights. They're those swimming pool lights that go inside the swimming pool. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And so they're just upscaled golden, because I think the Eiffel Tower has that bronzy look to it. So it's just the gold colored swatch one, and it's just a bunch of upscaled lights. And that's basically the structure of the Eiffel Tower. And so when I saw that build, I was like, this is beautiful. This is gorgeous. I don't know how they did it, but if they can do it, I'm gonna take a crack at it. So all I had in mind was just that they used these lights, and that was it. And I got to work, and lo and behold, this is what we got in the end. Well, you don't see the end till the end, or maybe you saw the final product in the beginning. Anyways, but you get what I'm saying. So theirs is really good. The only issue that I ran into when it came to their build was that there was just a lot of lights, and because there was a lot of lights being used, that means that it was just a lot of lighting situation that my computer had to render, especially because I work with ultra settings, because it's a gaming computer and it can handle that. But at a certain point, the computer starts to really start working really hard, and that was one of those moments when I downloaded that Eiffel Tower. It was just kind of like stuttering my game, and I didn't even have any Sims on the lot yet. It was just the Eiffel Tower itself, nothing but. And I was like, wow. So something that I had in mind for this one was just using dialing back. Definitely, because they didn't upscale their lights at all. They used the tiny little lights to build the whole structure. So that was a lot of lights, man. I was like, I have to find a way to use less lighting but still try and make this look like the Eiffel Tower as much as possible. And so I was like, that's the main goal. The main goal for this build was to somehow make it look like the Eiffel Tower, but use less objects and less lighting, because then it would definitely crash people's game. It'll definitely stutter people's games, and I don't want that, of course. So I feel like it still might, just because there's a lot of lights on here, but yeah. I just wanted to put that out there into the world and let y'all know about that little issue. So I quickly ran into an issue, because something you'll notice early on is that if you put lights on one side of the structure, you'll easily find that you have to do the same thing to the other side of the structure. So if like I'm putting lights on this wall, like on this side, yeah, I have to put it on the same on the other side. And I didn't know how to do that. And like you probably like just put some windows, some see-through windows, and then you'll be able to see it. But I didn't think of that at first. I was like, maybe if I like put it on one wall and then like I copy and paste that wall and like switch it around, but that wouldn't work. So eventually I got to the window idea. I was like, oh, if I just put a see-through window, then I can see on the other side and just kind of put them accordingly, like to where they go, and voila, we've solved that issue. That was like probably the only main issue that I've had and ran into early on, but that I think was about it until like maybe we reach the top tiers, because there are in total 4 levels to this structure. There's the bottom, there's middle, like the top, and then the itty bitty little top portion. But I think once you get to the top is where it starts to feel, I don't know, personally I feel like that's where I struggled again the most. But through most of it, it was just kind of smooth sailing. It's just, again, repetitive work. This is the same thing, same old, and we're almost done with the bottom. And I actually really like looking at it at night. You'll see me do this a lot, but like looking at it at night was, I think, the most satisfying thing to do, because the way that it just looks at nighttime, it's just kind of like, it's really pretty. I'm like, it's all the lighting. It's just like, I'm a sucker for like twinkly lights, and I think that's what really attracts me to the Eiffel Tower. And I was like, if I can get that vibe going in the Sims, at least for my Sims, then mission accomplished. I don't even care that it looks kind of like Boo Boo the Fool in the end, but I'm still glad, I'm still happy the way they came out. So I think I'm gonna have like Sims come here to this lot, propose to their significant other, get on one knee, take that like money shot picture, and then we'll be good. We'll be fine. We'll be good. So I think that this is perfect for those kinds of moments, those picture perfect moments. So another thing that I ran into, another issue, I guess you can say is an issue that I ran into, was where to place this Eiffel Tower. And the Eiffel Tower is nowhere near a body of water, because we put this on this deck, like this harbor deck area. I don't know what this is called, what you would call this, but you can clearly see the ocean behind it. And in the Eiffel Tower, there is no ocean behind it. So it was just kind of like an issue. But I was like, it was either this, because again, I kind of have an idea in my mind as to what I want Windenburg to look like in the different lots that I want to go here, like cute little like French cafes with like baguettes and stuff, you know. And I kind of have an idea of what I want to do and the lots and the community lots that I want to place down. And so there's only so many lots that I had free. And it was either this one or this other. I think I think this is a 30 by 20 if I'm not mistaken, but there's this other one in the middle of nowhere nearby that museum lot, and it was just not cute. It was not cute. It was the middle of nowhere. I was like, who wants to come here to see a freaking Eiffel Tower? Or we can go buy this pretty like body of water harbor looking thing. And I was like, it looked pretty at night. And I was like, we're gonna do it. So I had to use this, and yeah, I was like, I really like the set dressing for this. But now we're on the third floor now. Something that crossed my mind though is, because I didn't want this to be just a generic Eiffel Tower lot, I was like, what if we made this into a restaurant? Now I was like, I don't think you could. Like, I actually wanted to make the structures inside actually be playable and you can put a restaurant inside of them, but soon found out that you had to make this lot complete, or you have to place this Eiffel Tower on a completely bigger lot than what I put it in. Probably like a 50 by 50 maybe, because the Eiffel Tower would have to be huge. It would have to be humongous, and this is not the case. So I was like, that would be amazing. I don't know if anybody wants to go ahead and try that. I would download that in a heartbeat because it would be so cool. And I think in real life you can actually eat in front of the Eiffel, or inside on top in the Eiffel Tower. I'm pretty sure you can. And I'm like, it would have been so sick. But Dine Out is already pretty glitchy. The whole lighting situation's already pretty glitchy. All the amount of objects that you're using, it just would have been a kind of a disaster. And plus loading in all the Sims, your Sims would probably just stutter around. And I was like, but I still would want to try it. I still think I'd be down to try, and maybe I'd take a crack at it. We'll see. But that would have been amazing. And so instead of making it a restaurant like I wanted to, I mean, I guess you could still put like a restaurant underneath it. That would be still pretty cute. But instead of putting a restaurant, I made this a cafe. So at least your Sims don't just come here just to see this light Eiffel Tower, this light show, and that's it. Like, that sounds pretty boring if you ask me. Yes, it's pretty, but that sounds pretty boring. And I'm like, let's at least make it a cafe so your Sims can come here, order coffee or whatever you want, little croissants or whatever, underneath the Eiffel Tower, because I put it underneath, and like they can order it and just kind of lounge with their friends. There are some like entertainment tea things. Like, I did add I think it's City Living, where they had those performance, like I don't know what they are, but they like Sims can go on there and perform for tips. Or I did put an easel. I actually wish I would have put a little bit more, like if you can get together, you have those little yard sale things. So like you have some merchants maybe, or people selling stuff. Because I feel like if you have a hotspot touristy destination like this, there'd definitely be like people trying to sell you stuff. So, or maybe that gallery, that one other gallery where you could put your paintings on it. I don't know which expansion that one came with, but that would have been cool too, to see. So again, I don't restrict myself when it comes to certain packs. I don't just use base game or just like get together, because this is the get together world. I don't just use get together or base game. I try not to limit myself, because again, noob, and I just don't think that I have the skills to do that. So I use all of as much as the DLC all the DLC that I have, because I have all of them. So I try to use as much as I can and whatever the heck that I need. So yeah, keep that also in mind. So we are working on the last one, and this is where I feel like I ran into some issues, because oh, that's my alarm. Don't mind her, but she's just warning me to go get some food, because I tend to forget. Like, I've not been on top of my schedule when it comes to eating, and you gotta eat those 3 meals a day, bruh, because I ain't trying to starve out here. I like my food. But on the third, I think on the last one is when the lights start to go from diagonal to being front faced, and that's, I think, the part where it kind of, I think maybe not a lot of people will notice, and then I feel like I'm just like being hard or whatever on myself, or whatever it may be. But that's the part where I find it the most irritating, because it goes from being this way to this way, and like whatever you do in the front, again, when it comes to the lights, you got to do in the back. And this is the only tier or level, whatever you want to call it, where I don't do that. And so I don't know, I might go in and I might go and fix that, but that's, I think, the part where I mess up. And yeah, but I like the way that it looks at night. It looks really cute and looks pretty. So yeah, I think that's all that I really have to say about the structure itself. Now I just want to talk a little bit about life, you guys, because right now, currently, it's getting close to Christmas. Christmas is coming. If you don't celebrate Christmas, then it's just another time around the holidays. But either way, it's almost Christmas, and I've been dealing with a lot of like tech issues, I guess you could say, when it comes to my job and my works and stuff like that. It's been really annoying and irritating. I know you guys don't want to hear about that, but like, this is just the reality of what comes with being a creator, a YouTuber, a streamer. Ew, I hate all those words. But anyways, it's just been really hard out on these YouTube streets, man. My internet has been crashing every single day in, day out, and it sucks because I'm not like, I technically just rent here, and this is not my house, and I'm not the one that makes all the calls, and nobody wants to switch providers, which sucks. Again, it's not been fun. I can't do anything about it as of right now, so I am not going to be streaming. If you guys didn't know, I did stream on Twitch, so you guys can follow. I plan to come back. I'm just not streaming right this very second. But I do plan to come back and try and fix this issue. But at the moment, my hands are kind of like tied, and this is the way that it's gotta be for right now until I can figure out a solution. And yeah, so my provider sucks. I don't know how many people have Spectrum. Some people really like them. I personally have always had issues with them. Always have I run into issues when it comes to their service. And I'm not trying to talk like trash or anything. It's always been such an issue, and I think it depends on where you live, that just certain providers work better. And so your girl's trying to change from Spectrum to AT&T ASAP. As soon as I get the green light, as soon as I get the okay to do so, I will be doing that. I do want to make that change, but we'll see. And then my computer didn't allow for the recent patch update. It did not allow for it to like update. It just kept running into this error that I couldn't fix. So then finally I just kind of threw my hands up in the air. No, I'm just kidding. But I threw my hands up in the air. I was like, I'm done. I'm resetting my whole computer, and that should probably fix this issue. So to this day, I don't know what the heck the issue was, but I had to reset the whole computer, meaning I had to re-download all the Sims. I had to, with this horrible glitchy internet service, I had to re-download all the Sims. I had to reinstall all the programs that I had, because again, when you reset your computer, you're resetting everything. And like, I mean, you can keep some files, but I reset the whole thing. I'm like, I'm tired of this. I'm resetting the whole PC, and I'm starting from scratch. Nothing is gonna be in it, and so nothing was in it when I opened it up, and so I had to start all over again. But now we are building, going back to this build, I'm like, we're building like the surrounding stuff around the Eiffel Tower. And I was like, when I looked at actual images of the Eiffel Tower, I noticed that there was a lot of fountains around it. There was a lot, and it's kind of like a park vibe. So it was definitely going for that look for the Eiffel Tower for this build, this community lot. So I'm really happy the way they came out, but yeah. Anyways, but it's been a lot of tech issues, and I'm hoping that 2020 is just a so much better year for everybody, for me, for you guys, who's ever having kind of a shitty year. I hope it gets better in the new one. So that's just a little just a little snippet of what I've been dealing with. I don't usually like to complain, but it's just been kind of hard, and I've just been wanting to make like content, but it's hard when you can't upload stuff or stream or do any of that. So it's just really annoying. But I'm excited to see Baby Yoda. I've yet to see Baby Yoda. I finally updated my game, but I haven't seen him at all. So I can't wait to like do something. I've been seeing so many memes when it comes to Baby Yoda. There's one that's really hilarious, and like it's so hard to explain memes, like just talking about them. But there's this one on TikTok where this big giant Baby Yoda, and like there's a bunch of Baby Yodas. So all you see at first is the giant one, and it's Adele singing "Never." I don't remember the song. Anyways, and I can't sing, so I'm not even gonna try. But then you pan to the other Yodas, and it's just this choir singing the Adele song, and I thought it was freaking hilarious. I was dying. I was like crying. But oh my god, I love Baby Yoda. I stand completely. Although I would have wished that he would at least been like a toy option. I think a modder's already, like someone already modded that Baby Yoda to be a toy. And I'm like, y'all work so fast and diligently, and you guys are great. The modding community of Sims is great. The Sims community is great. Everything about the Sims is great. And then the new announcement about console being cross-platform, which has me so excited. And how dare people be upset that this was like not the news that they wanted. I'm like, this is freaking amazing. What are you talking about? Now console players get to we get to be cross-platform with console players. That's insane to me, and like, it's great. I mean, I feel like this should have been done a long time ago, but I'm glad it's finally here. I'm glad that we finally have console players being able to download the gallery. What the heck? That is great news. That is exciting news. And so good for them. Good for them. So yeah, I am going to leave you guys off here. There's a little bit more left to this speed build. There are going to be some images at the end if you guys want to check them out. But that is all that I have. You guys can follow along this save file. I will have the document linked down below. And also my origin is down below, just in case you want to download this. If you want to, you can find me again in the description of this video down below, because everybody always asks, but it's like all the information is there, guys. You just gotta check. But that is it for this video, and I will see you all in my next one. So bye for now.